Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about something personal, and that is being single in your 30s, never been married, no kids. How are we really navigating this in real life? So if you are within this age category, get in here. And even if you are in your 20s and you just want to be a part of this conversation, you're welcome to join, okay? So let me be more specific. So if you are in your mid 30s, late 30s, you do not have a child, you've never been married, and obviously at one point or the other, especially if you're in the African community, the age conversation is going to come up. And when they ask you like how old you are, and you're like, oh, I'm this age or whatever, and they're like, oh, they will always be like, there's always that question. People always start asking you questions like, have you been married, do you have kids? And you're like, no, I don't. And they're always like, maybe like she wasted her youth, she was too picky, she focused too much on her career, she wasted her time, yada 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 yada. They're always saying all manner of things. And what I always say is, if you don't have good things to say, just shut up, because you really do not know what people's circumstances are, and it's not in your place to jump into conclusion. But I know, like, it's obviously a cultural thing. People always ask those questions, and I think it's because in the African community, they expect you to like be married in your early 20s, in your late 30s. People do not even want to hear the conversation of, oh, maybe I'm not even interested in marriage, I do not want to have kids. In Africa, who do you want to say, who do you want to tell that to? They will be like, ah, my village people, do you understand? So like it's very, very different for us, and the pressure is always there. People will always be asking you questions. They will always make you feel like you've wasted your time. So aside from Africans, I don't want to believe that maybe Filipinos are like that as well, because I remember there was a time I went to view a particular place. I wanted to move houses and I was viewing houses. And when I went to this woman's house, she was asking me, oh, how old are you? I told her. And she was like, oh, are you married? Do you have kids? And I was like, no, I'm not. And she was like giving that kind of look like, ah, why now? And in my head, I was like, even Filipino people, you are judging me as well. Like, I don't understand. But it's totally different amongst like the British people, right? They really do not care like that, because like they're very like individualistic in their thoughts, or if that's the right word. I don't know, I'll look for the right word and put it, but like they're not like very judgmental people, and I think it's because of the differences in our culture, right? So yeah, moving on. So if you are new to this channel, my name is Annette. Okay, I am currently based in the UK, and I share my experiences and realities of living here. So if you want to know what it's like to be in the UK, and I stay in London to be specific, so do well to subscribe to the channel, like, and yeah, comment. Okay, so let's move on. So when we talk about dating here in the UK, is quite hard. I'm not really hard, and meeting people naturally is very rare compared to like when you're in Nigeria, and is really, really hard. And obviously, like, because of the culture, um you are likely to, and one thing I've observed here as well is, if you are very open to dating people at work, work can work for you, because you spend most of your time there, and because of the way the economy is, you know, people just go to work, come back home, rest. So most of the time you're at work or in your house. So apparently you meet more people. You get to see the people at work often. And so even on TikTok, I've seen people work in the same place, and maybe they hand over their kids at the end of one shift, the other person will take over, things like that, those kind of conversations. So it's either if you're interested in meeting people and open to dating people at work, that's an option. And then again, we have dating apps. When I got into the UK, I saw a lot of videos of people saying, oh, I met my husband on this app, I met my wife on that app. And back home in Nigeria, dating apps were not like a thing. I have never even thought about it in Nigeria. But obviously, like I said, because meeting people naturally here is rare, we have to resort to that. And I remember there was one particular night I was watching a video, and one lady, she spoke so much about a particular app, and I was like, you know what, let me even download it. And I downloaded this app. Oh my god, I was just saying very unserious. In fact, honestly, if you're not patient, you can't even use it. And I was like, what is this one? Bunch of unserious people. Obviously, there are serious people on there, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, honestly, if you're not patient, you can't do it. And obviously, like I've heard testimonies, like I said, of people. There's another lady as well. She's based in Australia. She met her husband on a dating app as well. So if you're open to considering that, obviously, like you can try it out. But half the time, I think the people there can be very unserious people. They just want to waste people's time. Honestly, that's what I think. So yeah, that is another option as well. So moving on, you have the introduction. How do I even say this one? So where people get to introduce you to like their friends or whatever. So you know how you're like, oh, I have a friend that is single, a guy, and you have a lady that is single as well, and you're like, oh, let's even introduce you guys and see where it goes from there. This one, I know a friend of mine that this one works for, and they are married today. In fact, they have a child on the way, and I'm very happy for them. And you know, this one, even in Nigeria, people do it, but here, I think it's very prevalent because obviously there's just one single guy somewhere that wants to get married, and there's not a single lady somewhere. So if there is a way you guys can come together, it will make sense. But the thing is, I think it also puts a lot of pressure on the relationship because it's like I think maybe you guys may not really get a date to know each other. I don't know if you know what I mean, you know, but yeah, that's another option that I've seen people consider. People that are really like, you know, they'll just tell you, please, oh, if you have somebody that is single, please introduce us. So if you're open to things like that, I think you should talk to people around you. If you know any single guy, single lady, and you never can tell if maybe you are their spec or they consider you attractive enough to do relationship with you or whatever. So yeah, that's that one on that. Okay. So another thing I've observed for those of us in our 30s is the fact that obviously, like I said, you've never been married, you do not have kids. People with kids will definitely approach you because at that age, people your age mates are already married, you already have children. So people that will be approaching you, you know, are people that maybe they are separated from their spouse, they are divorced or something. And if you are open to someone that has a child already, fantastic. I remember there was a time someone that had like 2 kids was moving to me, and I was like, yo, be coming down, okay? Be coming down. So and recently, a friend of mine with 2 kids, you know, he got married to a lady. So I think that there are people that are open to dating people that have children. And another thing that I've observed as well is the fact that some people are like, I'm only open to dating someone from Nigeria. They will not even say Africa, oh. They will say only Nigeria. And they will now niche you further down and say, oh, this person has to be Yoruba, this person has to be Igbo, or the person has to be Hausa. In this UK, you just have to be open-minded. You have to be open to like date people of other cultures, date someone from like Jamaica, date someone from Ghana. You know, just be open to dating people as well, and just see where it will go. Because when you are dating in your 30s already, is quite you know, challenging. So you just have to be open to like dating people of other cultures, if you know what I mean. And personally, for me, I'm actually on the petite side, right? And sometimes when people like are moving towards me, I'm thinking, Lord, I hope this one is not a child, because I can't deal with somebody that will tell me, how old are you? And the person is telling me I'm 20 something. Excuse me? Excuse me? So that's another thing that I think petite people they face, and honestly, sometimes I don't find this one funny, but it is what it is. Yeah, just the emotional angle as well. You see people, your mate. So basically, you see your age mates. They are doing things. Christmas just passed, and you see pictures of people you went to uni, you went to secondary school together. You see pictures of their kids, of their husband. Some pregnant, some doing school runs, some and you're constantly reminded of the milestone that you have not achieved, right? And sometimes, we are human. We tend to feel like, oh, I'm not referring to people that are not interested in getting married or having kids. That's like a conversation for Africans don't want to hear that. But for those that are really genuinely interested in things like that, we tend to want to feel down, want to feel bad. But the thing is, just understand that we are all different. We have different timelines, right? So I know a YouTuber, Fumi de Salvold, she got married at the age of 30, I think 38 or 40. She had her first child at the age of 48. Our timeline differs, that makes sense. So you can't be comparing yourself with, person A or person B. That's one thing that really, really helps, because if not, you just like, oh, I'm in a hurry. You hurry up and go and jump into one rubbish relationship, and people will always judge you. If you get married today and you divorce tomorrow, they will judge you. If you get married now, within the first 1 year, you don't have a child, they will still judge you. So basically, I'll just say, just be open-minded. Try to do things that make you happy. Look at it. How am I coping, or how can we cope? What can help? If there's one thing I've learned, is that there's some things you cannot control, right? And focus on the things that you can control, okay? So just engage in activities, hobbies that you enjoy doing. This is the time for you to travel the world if you can afford it. And who even knows, you can meet the love of your life while traveling. Learn how to drive, learn how to swim, learn how to, do those things that will make you happy. Join communities, right? And just any relationship, any friendship that doesn't align with you, any form of interaction that always reminds you of, you're single, that puts a lot of pressure on you, just avoid those people. Like, avoid people that will constantly remind you. Those aunties that will call your mom, or that will call you on the phone and be like, oh, why are you not married? What is happening? Who are you dating now? Anybody basically that wants to constantly remind you of your situation, is either you tell them directly, please, I don't want to have this conversation, or you avoid them totally if possible. Basically, just engage in things that will make you happy. Focus on your happiness, which is very, very essential, right? And if you are in any part of the world, be it the United States, Canada, Australia, and you're in your 30s, you're single, just know that you're not alone. And I know that at the right time, things will align, but also be reminded that you have to put yourself out there, engage in activities that will make you meet people. I know it's not easy, it's very, very difficult, but we have to try. It's a new year, so we really have to try, put ourselves out there, and you never, never can tell. And please, your comments are welcome. Do well to drop your comments in the comment section. Subscribe, like, for amazing conversations like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.